Good evening, everyone. My name is Govindra, and I am from AAA Department, Electrical and Electronics Engineering. I'm studying in BTech first year. So my someone. So my given AAT Tech Talk topic is web scraping with Python. Web scrap. My agenda is to explain what web scraping is and with Python and how Python is interrelated with web scraping, or in other words, why Python is best for web scraping, and why we do usually do web scraping, and how we do web scraping, its area of growth, and I'd conclude it. So when we get into the topic, what is web scraping? The web scraping is a technique for gathering data or information on web pages. In other way, it is a process of using bots to extract content and data from a website. In other words, web scraping is actually a kind of process, or it's a technique of gathering informations on web pages. It's like copying the content in the web pages and putting it somewhere where where we actually need. In other words, it's a type of using bots, using some uh, already preloaded programs to extract the content or data from a website. Unlike screen scraping, means unlike copy paste, it does not only copy the image what we have, or the content what we have on a page. It also copies the HTML underlying code also, which helps us to how the page had been coded, or the what's the content in the uh, web page, along with the content as well as code. We get it by with the help of web scraping. uh, Unlike screen scraping, while only pixels get copied and displayed on the screen, web scraping extracts underlying HTML code and data stored in the database. Then the scrapper can replicate this entire website content somewhere else needed. Like from copying the content, it what it's do is like pasting somewhere, or using the whole content where it's actually needed. It's mostly used by data scientists or machine learning scientists, like uh, to train machine learning algorithms for different purposes, like like copy pasting the content. Doing that would be very hard for data scientists or machine learning scientists. They have to teach many algorithms to the program, which becomes so hectic, right? So there these web scrapers come into the picture, and it changes the whole scenario. It just copy and paste and makes the task very simpler. uh, you could also revisit your favorite website every time it updates for new information, or you would write a web scraper to have done it for you. It's like it also gives us information. If you have a web scraper what it does is it gives us information about our website whenever it gets updated. In other words, web scraping, it is a type of method to extract data from a website that does not have any API, or we want to extract a lot of data which cannot be through an API due to its rate limiting. Though through web scraper we can extract any data which we can see while browsing the web. It says that with, a web scraper can do something which API cannot do because of its rate limiting. A web scraper usually have no limit. It can copy up to some at any extent. Through web scraping, we can extract any data we can see while browsing. Like we can while browsing we see hundreds of pages and web pages, right? We can copy each and every page, and we can extract each and every data from the web page. And we can also sometimes we can edit it, we can clean it, and we can bring changes and make it simpler with the help of web scraping. So In simpler terms, to conclude it, I would say that web scraping is something which actually copies the whole content in the web pages and it posts somewhere else we where we actually need. So, while going to the next topic, why Python is best for web scraping and how Python and web scraping gets related. Python is it's a platform for programming, and Python, since Python is very similar and very easy and beginner friendly, web scraping is very much helpful in uh, Python is very much helpful for doing web scraping. uh, Here are some of the reasons why Python is best for web scraping. Python is best for web scraping as libraries such as requests or HTTPX makes it easier to scrap websites. Python offers a lot of simple to use HTTP clients, and once you get the response, it's very easy to phrase the HTML with beautiful soup. Like Python have some beautiful libraries like HTTPX and requests, etc., which makes the scrapping websites very easier. Unless when we take other languages, computer languages like JavaScript, or it becomes hectic. Like it becomes a big task for scrapping websites. Whereas Python, it would be very much easier to web scrapping. Like when Python is beginner friendly and it's good, like it's easy to learn and it's best programming language, right? That's the reason why Python is very much useful in web scraping. Python also offers a lot of simple to use HTTP clients, like very easy to easily understandable and very easily usable HTTP clients. You uh, provides some kind of benefits to the HTTP clients. And once you get the response, it is very easy to phrase the HTML with beautiful soup. Beautiful soup is also a library, and it would be very much easy to phrase in HTTP. Hmm. Now the next topic is why we scrap. Why we scrap, or what are the usages of scrapping, web scrapping? Web, what are the usages of web scrapping? Like while we go into the PPT, it extracts the product information, extract job posting and internship, extract offers and discounts from day-to-day websites, crawl forums and social websites, extract data to make a search engine, gathering weather data. There are very much very where very use where are very uses in our real-time experience to get to know. Like web scrapper usually gets gives us information about the whole product, like what the product is, and by gathering whole data, it gives some perfect analysis about the product. And it also helps in extracting job posting and internships. It's some kind of relating to data itself. Like it gives you notifications of how any if any new job posting is there or something, some kind of. And extract offers and discounts from deal of the day websites. Yeah, it also tells you about the discounts and like in Amazon or in Flipkart, etc., some e-shops, e-networks, it will give you the notifications if any kind of deals are there for the day. Crawl forums and social websites, it also helpful for in social websites. It scroll something, etc. It related to social websites and extract data to make a search engine. Yeah, you can copy so much of data that and you can mix it up and put it in a search engine, and you can make your own search engine with this web scraping, gathering weather data. Gather the job purpose of web scraping is to gather data, and one of gathering is weather data. Why we should scrap? Why we scrap? Web page, what is the reason for scrapping? Like why, when the question comes why, and here's the answer. Web pages contain wealth of information in text form, designed mostly for human consumption. Statistic websites interfering with third party with no API access. The websites are more important than API. No relating. Some of the reasons like why we scrap is web pages contain a lot of information which are designed mostly for human consumption. For that, the web pages, if we want that web page to be copied or put it some other places, what we have to do, the only option we have is to scrap web. and it also helps in scraping statistic websites and interfacing with third parties with no API access. It also interface. It also connects with third party apps with no API access. Even websites are more important than API. Yeah, websites information are more important than APIs. And even web scraping has no rate limiting, whereas APIs have rate limiting, which is a backlog for it. Whereas web scraping has no rate limiting, which is why we use it more often. And anonymous access, we get access to everything. We can scrap every data. What are how to when it comes to scrapping, so how we scrap. Scrapping is not an that easy task, but here are the few basic steps through which we can use a basic knowledge of how to scrap. Inspect the website HTML that you want to crawl, which means that go to a website of HTML which of uh, coded in HTML, and check whether to that you wanted to crawl. Access the URL of the website using code and download all the HTML content of the page. And you have to access the URL of the website that you get on the top, and you have to download all the content of the page. Format the downloaded content into readable format. Convert the downloaded content into the readable content. Extract out the useful information and save it into a structured format. Now the extract out the all the useful information that we needed and save it that we need and save it into a structured format. For multiple websites, repeat the steps, the top steps, and we can complete the information. Like that looks so simple. Access the website and content and download all the content from it, and repeatedly doing it from each website. There are n number of websites, right? From one, here is a process for one website. If you want for multiple websites, continue the cycle, and you will get whole websites information that you want to crawl into your format. That's simple. That's very much simple. Area of growth. When it comes to area growth, what it mean actually is how where web scraper is web scraper is a good portrait job, or what is its growth. Web scraper soft market has a value of US dollars 420.84 million in 2019 and has to reach 1.73 billion by 2030. A report of by market research future. This clearly shows that web scraping has a very good future and scope in future. 1.73 big billion is not a small number. The struggling need for web scraper software from the e-commerce sector, which offer robust opportunities for market over the forecast period. Rising number of companies into the e-commerce industry are investing in buying web scraping software. Like this is a very good opportunity for all the web scrapers in the industry. Like where web scraper software markets covered are, here are some of the companies which oftenly buys web scraper which oftenly make web scraper software. Few of them are Phantom Buster, Pilotfish, Mozando INT, Hangshu Dawson Co Limited, Sysnucleus, Parsi Hub, UPath, Diffbot, Appify, Data Hut, and the new Procast. Uh, and here is this is what web scraping actually is, and I want to conclude like web scraping is very useful and required thing to transfer a lot of amount of data. It plays a prominent role in training machine learning algorithms. Python is best platform to do web scraping. Web scraping has its own advantages and uses and has a huge demand in the modern day tech world. Yes, I just want to say that web scraping is something which means like copying the whole content along with the code inside it and pasting it somewhere which we needed. This is something like this is very much useful for machine learning engineers and to train machine learning algorithms, to get access to the information for it. and we can also make our own search engines, and in many other ways web scraping is useful. Web scraping has its own advantages, and even it has a very huge demand in the future, like as shown in the slide. And there are many other companies interested into web scraping, and Python is very much, and is it's a very better platform to do web scraping. That's it. I just want to conclude my presentation. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. My name is Raghavendra from Triply. Thank you.